Good evening, my friends, and welcome to the next episode of URU, Complete Chronicles, Path of the Shell. Will today be the final episode where we wrap everything up and go and play Myst 5? Could be. I have gone and installed Myst 5 just in case. So, we will see. We will see. In the chat today, we have got Trank0007. Hello, party people. Hello. How is the coolest puzzle game community out there doing today? We've got Dodo Sevenger. The end of Uru today? Maybe. We've got Kemus UK. Good to see you. Trank has absolute faith that we can do it. Zephyronicus is in the chat. Spiper. Good day to you. We've got Platcat. Greetings from the other London. London, Texas? London, Texas is the only other London I know. There might be other Londons, though. We've got James Moores in the YouTube chat. London 2.0. Sleepy Otter. Hello, hello. Star Shadow X2. I was just about to watch Machinarium episode 2. Yeah, I would recommend it. It's good. Machinarium is really good. I'm really enjoying that, actually. You've been excited to see his opinion on End of Ages, especially after the extended Ur experience. Hope everything's well. Okay, London, Ontario could be. But Kemus UK, apologies that I'm not actually from the UK. My name just ends with Uck. Oh, really? Oh, right, okay. So it's Kemusuk. Kemusuk? Oh, Platinum Caterpillar is indeed London, Ontario. Okay. James suggests or London from the Phoenix Wright games. I am not really that familiar with Phoenix Wright. Isn't he the Ace Attorney? Is that the Ace Attorney games? I'm not sure. Ah. Kemusuk. M not Eam. Kemusuk. Okay. Last time out, let's have a little reminder of where we were. Well, we went and got that. I went and took the screenshot from the VOD, like I said I would. We threw some bread into the water and we got this as a picture, which when combined with this one, which was on the back of the tower in Anone, and this one, which was on the cave wall in Erkana, probably combines with this one in some way. We have got all of the hints. Well, all of the hints that we found, at least anyway, from the book. So we're going to be spending some time putting these together. And the obvious way to put these together would be in order, right? So we're probably going to be spending a little bit of time on the notebook first before we go and do anything, because we don't really have a huge amount of places to walk. So, if we were to take all of these, right, we're gonna make these a little bit smaller so they can all go next to each other nicely, right? Because we can zoom in, and that's fine. Right, 1-4, 189. This one was a 138. We have a 452. A 410, a 510, a 3, 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 3, 2. That kind of makes me think that we're probably looking for 15 lines in total, right? So 410, whoops, 452, 518, 218, 3110 is going to be like up there. 366, probably the middle one. 532, probably going to be about there. 557 is going to be that one. 230, gives me one up here. And then we've got 372, which will be that one. This makes me strongly suspect that we are missing a verse from Volume 2 and missing a verse from Volume 4. Yeah. Okay. But what does it read when you put it in order so far? Be still, and the path will be made known. The door lies at the end of the path. The passing of time brings the path to the gathered. The action of the gathered means nothing. Darkness comes at the end of time. The passing of time brings the past to the present. Take time to understand the path of the shell. The path of the stone is toil for the gathered. The number of the watcher is 625. The way is made clear at the end of time. The gathered will find rest when the light comes. Roll the stone to know the deceiver. The path is folly for those who toil. Okay. Now, the other one to consider is these. We've got like 3 squares here. We've got 3 squares here. 4 squares up here. These two are in line. This is in line with the middle. Right, but those don't line up with those. And with this one, you've got... Yeah, okay. Unsure exactly what we're going to do with that. Yes, on the YouTube I have got Myst 2021. I have got... so, what have we done? We've done Myst 2021. That was before I was streaming again, so that's actually just on record. Then we did... Actually, technically, we did Abduction first, because we were streaming Abduction, but I enjoyed Abduction so much that I started playing Myst on the side. So Myst was like the side game. Abduction was like the main game I was playing. So Myst is on YouTube. Abduction was streamed. Firmament was YouTube. We did that fairly recently. So we did Myst. Then we did Riven 97. This was before the remake came out. Then we did Myst 3, Myst 4. Then when the Riven remake came out, we did that like straight away. And then we've been playing URU ever since Myst 4, which has been a long while. We did also take a break because I went and had a baby in the middle of it as well. So yeah, we've been playing URU for a long old time, for sure. I'm looking forward to getting some, you know, original recipe single player Myst going again. Yeah, it was Myst 2021. Our plan is to go back and cap off the whole series with, well, an authentic version of original Myst. The thing is, though, it's not going to be quite as satisfying as the Riven remake because, of course, you have... I believe the puzzles in Myst and Myst 2021 are essentially identical. Whereas... with Riven was a lot more of like a remaster rather than a remake. Can we roll this down? Can we get you to roll down? I realise we're not kind of doing what the thing told us to do now. Yeah, sorry, yeah, more of a remake than a remaster. Yeah. Riven, the Riven remake, I think partners super duper well with the original Riven. Like, I'd recommend playing both, to be honest. There is some debate on the Discord as to, if you've never played Riven before, is it better to play the remake and then the original, or the other way around? Obviously, most people have played the original and then played the remake. Do you know what I am really... I am still really salty about the fact that the Riven remake didn't get at all a mention in the 2024 Thinky Game Awards, you know? Like, because it was so good. And I really do think it deserved... at least, like, it didn't even get a nomination for anything. I believe Blueprints actually won for most anticipated game. I, of course, voted for Nier as my most anticipated game because I've been waiting for Nier for literally years now. By this point, I'm like, oh man. So we do have numbers around the edge of this, but I can't see that being important right now. Oh, okay. We do have a cog turning up there. What's that doing? Was that always turning since we've been in here? Where's the pressure plate? Where's the pressure plate as to where we've got to stand, huh? Yeah, Kadish, we know your tricks. Wait. Oh, yes. There's the door. No, that's not a button anymore. Ah, it's like nothing can even be activated, so... yeah, it's just kind of really sketchy what you're sort of supposed to be doing. You still find the long bridge hilarious for the Riven remake. It's a good bait and switch. I did enjoy it. Yeah. The remake seems worth experiencing. Would say it's better experienced after OG Riven, says Spiper. I think there are some things which are sort of freebies in the remake that if you then come across them in the original, you kind of know what you're expecting a lot more. Here we go. But I think the vice versa is also true, that there are some things in the original which are pretty straightforward to get, like the numbering system is kind of given to you a little bit in the original Riven, and in the remake you've got like two numbering systems which are like different bases. And I think if you know from the original that you're expecting numbering systems with funny base pairings, you're kind of in that correct mindset, whereas if you're approaching that puzzle totally fresh, having never played Riven before, it's like, I think it'd be a lot harder. The only puzzle that's exactly the same in both is the boiler room. Do I have plans for Rem 3 and Rem 4? I absolutely do. I have Rem 3 installed, it's ready to go. Rem 3 is going to be next after Ocarina of Time Master Quest. I'm going to take a little break from Zelda. I've been doing retro Zeldas for quite a while now. We did Wind Waker and then we jumped straight into Ocarina. I'm going to take a little break from Zelda before we do Majora's Mask, and that's going to be Rem 3 on Wednesdays. So if you've been watching the Zelda playthrough, we are at Ganon's castle now. Ganon's castle is ridiculously hard in Master Quest. It will probably take a couple of episodes to get that nailed down. Okay, there's nothing behind the stairs. Okay. The problem is, because of Kadish's weird riddling, I'm not 100% convinced the solution isn't literally stick around here for an hour, you know? I'm a little bit concerned that the rock, like, hasn't moved at all, but the path of the stone is toil, right? And we need the path of the shell. So maybe we should be looking more closely at these and really trying to get into the interpretation. But yeah, Rem 3 is going to be next after Ocarina of Time. But yeah, man, Ganon's castle, that's tough. They really went with that remaster, because they lifted the cap on the number of enemies that could be on screen at the same time. Right up to the GameCube's limits as well, it sort of has to be said. Like, particularly, there's one fight in the Shadow Temple where you're on a boat which is moving along a lake, and you're fighting like two skeleton warriors, and it is chugging. Like, it is really chugging. So yeah, I mean, obviously on the N64, the original version, you had a very hard limit on the number of enemies that it would ever put on screen at the same time, and they just got rid of that for Master Quest. So yeah, and the puzzles also involve a very healthy amount of oh yeah, this mechanic kind of weirdly interacts with the rules in this unusual way. Do you know what? Hang on. Okay, I did rotate that all the way around. Just double checking. Because I think what I need to do is I need to make sure I know which way these are up. So if I'm going to start messing around and rotating them around, I feel like I should know which way I need to return them to. I suddenly got really paranoid that I was like, wait, was this way or this way? No, it was this way. Like, my brain is kind of going, what would happen if you literally overlaid all of these on top of each other? You know? Like, what if this square and this square were on the same spot as each other? Or, you know, can we draw these in such a way that we can overlay them and move them round? Here we go. Oh. I kind of messed that one up a little bit. But if I do it without taking my pen off the paper, then we can, like, move it as a single object. I think there's a line here and here. Okay, because now what I can do is I can move that. I can move that around. So if I move that around, I think I can resize it. Yeah, check that out. Good luck doing that with a pen and paper. Okay. And then this one up here. Dodo says he takes his guess from earlier back. Boo! If I hold shift on the software, does it keep aspect ratio when resizing? Do you know what? I don't know. Well, no. Aspect ratio is just kept natively anyway. If I hold shift, no. Control, no. I'm sure I probably can fiddle with the aspect ratio, but no, it naturally tries to keep aspect ratio on its own. Do. So, this week, in things I have been watching, does anyone remember, and if you're not English, you almost certainly will not have seen this, does anyone remember Grandpa? It was a cartoon in the 90s, I'm going to say, about a little girl and her grandpa. It's about 25 minutes long. It's by the same animation studio that did Snowman, if you remember that. And yeah, I showed that to my daughter for the first time, and she really loved it. Are we trying to put some of these like end on end or anything? So like this one up here has got like 2 prongs on the ends. It makes me feel like we're supposed to have something like these are supposed to like connect in some way. Like maybe that's supposed to connect up like that. And then here like that's not a million miles off. I mean, it's pretty questionable. Yeah. That's pretty questionable, to be honest. Yeah, that certainly doesn't go. Because these end at the same height as each other, and those definitely don't work. Epic Fox finally gets to catch a live stream. Hang on, Dodo says, I did this with pen and paper. I don't see the problem. And read the chat I did before the guess one. Oh, hang on. I take my guess from earlier. Oh. We did read the notes, right? Oh, there are notes in this room. That's true. We did read the notes, but we read the notes like a million years ago. So yeah, you're right. Those could well be relevant. So, the room itself is pretty simple. First glance, doesn't seem much to it. Much more than meets the eye, at least as far as history. Practically dripping off the walls. Might be getting ahead of myself. Structure is a circular room with a number of doorways leading off in each direction, which we can't access. Large staircase, might need some support work, leads to an upper level. Okay, this just doesn't work without knowing some of the history behind this place. Gotta start there. The tree off the balcony It's an old tree. Don't know exactly when it was created, although certain style and material elements suggest as far back as the early 2000s, long before a guy called the Watcher came around. And it's the Watcher that this place was created for, renovated for, and dedicated to from the time it was built in the late 4000s. The Watcher lived during the mid-4000s, spent most of that life hidden on secluded ages. He wrote a book called Words, a prophetical book, Nostradamus style. It doesn't seem his prophecies caught on real well at first, though a variety of events, you can ask somebody else if you want to know them all. The guy became more and more popular, then faded, then popular again. There was always a core group of followers, but the overall population wavered. I'd imagine, depending on how accurate they viewed his visions. It wouldn't be a cyan game without a little train. It certainly wouldn't. Of course, copies of his book were printed. We found plenty of them. We've got Dissa Charade. Of all the Myst puzzles, I did them all without hints since I loved the fulfilling feeling of completing a hard puzzle. However, the only two times I needed a hint in all of Myst was the Firefly puzzle and the Path of the Shell. Okay. As I mentioned, the tree, which I still don't know how to actually get to, was built long before the Watcher. No one at the DRC seems to know exactly what it was for, but guesses are that the tree was built early on as a representation of the Dini that had come here, the new tree. They definitely had a thing for trees. So as the Watcher comes along and writes some prophecies, they end up becoming pretty popular. They do deal quite a bit with the tree, as much of Dini prophecy does, and an unknown guy builds this building with the tree as its focus. Seems like the building was an upper-class lounge or sitting room pub, something along those lines. The intellectuals come and discuss philosophies and politics of the day, although there was some homage being paid to the Watcher and his thoughts and ideas. This sanctuary... It would be a cyan game without a little train. Sorry. Look up. Look up at the chat. Wait, what? Oh no! Dodo meant the one... Oh, Dodo meant the Miro notes. Sorry. Zephyronicus furiously using his channel points to try and get my attention. Right. These notes. These notes. Do you mean these notes? We did read these notes. So these notes said... Zeph wants to see Myst 5. I want to see Myst 5. This has been quite enough Uru for anyone. Okay. Be still and the path will be made known. The door lies at the end. Wait a minute, hang on. Is it that... Right, if we are going to sit and wait somewhere for the path to become known, right, shall we try this balcony out here? Right. Okay. So, let's have a read. Be still and the path will be made known. The door lies at the end of the path. The passing of time brings the path to the gathered. The action of the gathered means nothing. Darkness comes at the end of time. The passing of time brings the past to the present. Take time to understand the path of the shell. The path of the stone is toil for the gathered. The number of the Watcher is 625. The way is made clear at the end of time. Something, something, something. Time. Star Shadow would say. The gathered will find rest when the light comes. Roll the stone to know the deceiver. The path is folly for those who toil. Right. Oh, I've messed up some of the lines. I've messed up the lines. Also missed some of the hints at least. Right, yeah. So I kind of figure I must have missed 2 hints. Because I think it's 3 hints from every volume. You suspect the issue is actually screen brightness. This is genuinely as bright as my screen goes. Like, URU is, in general, a very dark game. One 4. Oh, have I mixed these two up? The door lies at the end of the path. I've got down as 138. Could be the other way around. If you didn't find some of them, there's not really much of a way to know that you have. True. 138 is the passing of time brings the path to the gathered. Okay, wait. So is 189 be still and the path will be made known? I guess. Maybe I must have mixed these 3 up. Well, I mean, we can always go back to our books on, like, I'm fine for a check on these because we can always go back. Like, there's always an option to go back to the book and recount the lines. But if I've done them wrong, it's not because I've not found the clue. It's because I've just done a transcription error. Digital or physical copy of Myst 5? I have installed the Steam version. The actions are irrelevant. The light will come this way. So this is the tree, yeah? I can just about make out the tree out there. I thought maybe... Is it? No. We appear to have a... Yeah, we appear to have a guardrail there. Okay, so there's an exit up there. But the chap in the notes said that he wasn't able to make it to there. Like, none of these are pathways. The notes say they're pathways, but they're not. Uh-oh. Yeah, but they're not actually pathways. But then again, if we are expecting an exit, well, that exit is kind of around here, right? It's kind of around here on this side. But this appears to just be a wall. Have we even got high enough, though? Or is that the door over there? Man. Kadish was a real piece of work. So like, oh guys, it's totally obvious if you just read all of the prophecies, like 100%. A lot of people saying that this is one that they've never solved. I'm not feeling a huge amount of confidence, to be honest. Okay. What's meant by the gathered? The action of the gathered means nothing. Darkness comes at the end of time. The passing of time brings the past to the present. The way is made clear at the end of time. The number of the Watcher is 625. I mean, if that were a number of seconds to pass, that would be just over 10 minutes, which is just short enough that I wouldn't put it past these guys to like incorporate a 10-minute wait into the puzzle somehow. Ming Carter is also an age that you were never able to wrap your head around, says Epic Fox. 6:25 is actually 15 minutes. No, it's not. It's 10 minutes 25. It's 10 minutes 25 seconds. Oh, it's Denis 6:25. Oh, yeah, no, but they're Denis seconds though, which are a lot faster, probably. We had to wait 6:25 for the pellets to cook. Yeah, that's true. Okay, where are we? 8:45. So over on the Discord, right, there's a channel called Stream Secrets TDF Don't Look Here, or something along those lines. You guys have a discussion as to whether I need a hint here. I'm feeling like I might need a hint here, right? How to get started with this, because there's nothing to interact with. I appreciate the text is literally telling me to stand about and do nothing. That feels like a not terribly productive way of trying to solve this puzzle. So, James is having fun watching me struggle. That's true. Oxidator got your stream recommended once more, so here you are. Played through this already several times, but not planning for backseat gaming unless you're asking for hints. What a coincidence. Dark Fae read the other day that a perfect run of pots has around 45 minutes of standing and waiting. Oh dear. Dodo says that he really thinks you should give me the lines unless I want no hints at all and go back to the ages again. Jafra says I think getting the missing lines would be okay, and also a what do you see in the right place. Star Shadow says I think we should let you take more time just so we have more time before having to experience Myst 5 again. Oh dear. Kemasuk has like the 10th anniversary DVDs, apparently the special edition of Myst 4, like real physical media collector. So one thing that I've been sort of thinking about, right? This is going to sound like such a weird niche topic, right? So I've been thinking about doing some shorts about DVD boxes, DVD packaging, right? Because we spoke about like 6 Feet Under at one point on the stream. And I've been going back through some of my old DVDs and sort of sorting them out and putting some of them up in the loft and taking some of them down to the thrift shop and so on, right? And like, some of these boxes are so cool. And I'm like, is anyone interested in some DVD box nostalgia? Like, that sounds like such a weirdly specific thing to be interested in. But like, Doctor Who Season 1, it's the TARDIS, right? It's the TARDIS. You open the box, right, and it's still the TARDIS. But then you open the TARDIS up, and it's the inside of the TARDIS. But because it's now opened up, it's bigger on the inside, which I think is such a cool visual gag to have put into the DVDs. I think it's just really awesome, and you just don't get that level of thought put into the design of packaging. Now, don't get me wrong, like 99% of DVDs, literally zero thought went into the packaging of them. But occasionally you'd get something where you'd be like, someone really put like thought into the presentation of that one. Yeah. Like, that's, yeah, I don't know. Boxes are parts of your memories. Do you know what they really are? Okay, right, I'm going to show you guys one more. And, right, this one, right, the Hannibal Lecter trilogy. Boxes are part of your memory. The box that a DVD comes in is the first step in the experience of watching it, right? When you get this off the shelf, your experience of watching this movie begins as soon as you hold the box in your hand, right? And when you take these discs out of this box, it's a full close-up face shot of Anthony Hopkins staring at you as you open the box, right? That is so good to get you into the right frame of mind for the movies you're about to see. And again, you just kind of don't really get that with streaming. Putting a DVD into a player is an intentional action. It has intentionality to what you're doing about it. It's not browsing until you find something that is kind of sounds okay and then like clicking on it, you know? I'm a big fan of collecting physical media, as you guys have probably gathered. Anyway, if you'd like to see some of my other collection, maybe I'll make some shorts about it. Like, obviously you can't make a whole video about a DVD box. I'll probably just make it into like a short form content or something. Right, we've been waiting here now for a good number of Denis minutes and nothing has happened. Don't worry, I wasn't wasting time. I wanted to eliminate the possibility that we weren't supposed to be just waiting here. Okay, right, so let's catch up on the chat. Okay, Epic Fox is super excited for the Myst 5 playthrough. So am I. Dodo says, you are sure that there are people interested in that stuff. You have seen some very mysterious stuff on YouTube. Yeah. Okay, I have the box set of Lord of the Rings Extended Edition. Yeah, the Lord of the Rings Extended Edition. Those are some really great DVD boxes, absolutely. And Trank says, not going to lie, you'd love to see some more UI UX deep dives. Do you know what? Like, it's kind of something I weirdly fell out of love with. It's something I became very cynical about because I think I spent too much time on the UX subreddits. I think I became too cynical having spent too much time on the UX subreddits, because the UX subreddits are literally full of people hating on all of the big brand stuff. So like, you know, they'll like post screenshots of stuff from Apple or Twitter or Spotify or Facebook or Google and go, look at what terrible design this is. And at some point there comes like a critical threshold where you're pointing at all the biggest companies in the world and going, look at what terrible UX these guys have. And you kind of have to go, well, you've kind of put yourself logically into a bit of a corner there, right? Because you either have to admit that bad design is clearly not that important to a company's bottom line if all of these wildly successful companies can get away with having bad design. They just need a good product, and the design is kind of secondary. Or you kind of have to admit that, like, these companies like Twitter and Spotify and Apple and whatever, they don't have bad design at all. Their designs are, like, good. Or, at worst, fine. You know? But yeah, haters gonna hate, right? Haters gonna hate. And yeah, eventually I just kind of quit those subs entirely. But there we go. The moral of that story is don't spend too much time on Reddit. Yeah, I am very, very active on Reddit, though. Reddit is probably my favourite social network. Just because it's just so specific by content, you know? Okay, right. Hint time, please, because it's nearly 9 o'clock. Yes, please, could I get the lines of this text that I'm missing? And then we'll see if that reveals something. Because I don't really want to have to go back combing through all of the ages that we've just been through to try and find, like, a random bit of paper on the wall. And yeah, well, let's start there. And maybe that will reveal where we go to. Nothing breeds engagement like a common enemy. That's a really good point, James. Yeah. So share this stream with 5 people who also don't like Reddit. Yeah, let's go. Or I don't know. To be honest, it's Facebook is the one that I really just don't use anymore. Oh yes, and I have actually made the decision, probably the long overdue decision, to be honest, of leaving X as well. So I've taken down my X account, so you won't find that anymore. Yeah, I kind of quit that out like quite a while ago now, actually. But because I wasn't really using it anyway, but also all the other stuff. But I'm not on Blue Sky. I haven't really replaced X with anything else. Oh, okay. You've sent me a thing in a private message. Let's have a little look. Aha! Perfect. Right, okay, I'm going to take a screenshot of all of that, and then we will add that to our notes, and then everyone will be able to see it. And it may or may not prove helpful. Right. Okay. The door lies at the end of the path. The passing of time gives the path to the gathered. Ah, Kemasuk, resubscribe for 2 months. Thank you so much for the Prime subscription. That's very much appreciated. Thank you. Be still, and the path will be made known. The action of the gathered means nothing. Darkness makes the righteous humble, and the evil bold. Seek the path of the shell. Take time to understand the path of the shell. The path of the stone is toil for the gathered. The number of the Watcher is 625. The way is made clear at the end of time. The future is always revealed to those who wait. Rest in the light. Oh. Okay. The gathered will find rest when the light comes. Roll the stone to know the deceiver. The path is folly for those who toil. So actually, there's 4 There's 4 lines from the 4th one, and only 2 from the 3rd? Wait, what? We got 366, 372, and 3 110. So... are you sure you got all of these right, Dodo? Because 372, 3 110. Well, what happened to 366? The passing of time brings the past to the present. Oh, I think you might have just missed that one out, right? Because that's actually not here. It's not that you've mislabeled it, it's just that it's not there. Okay. Anyway. Rest in the light. Should we go and do that? That's a pretty reasonable thing to try next. That we actually did try earlier. Well, kind of, I suppose. I don't know. Excuse me. There we go. Right. It's a bit loud. But we'll sit here and have a little wait. Oh shoot, right, okay. Nope, that's not it, says Dodo. Right. Oh man. I totally thought, when I read Rest in the Light, totally thought that was going to be it. The devs were evil, but not that evil. Not that evil? That seems like the obvious thing to then go and do. Dodo says, I don't like to hint this much. No, that is understandable. That is understandable. Right, should we go back up here? Is there even a light up here, though? Okay. They like to make you stand around, but at least not having to hear a buzzing noise the whole time. So, what do I see? I see a cog turning anti-clockwise. It's got... So I see this one here has got a hole as if it should have hands, but it doesn't. This one's got a cog which is turning around here, and there's a little cog turning around that way. Now from here... Well, this is just a picture of a cog rather than actually being a cog. I see a cog on the floor here. Oh! Wait! There's a handle here! Oh, man! Did we know about that handle before and I'd just forgotten about it? I don't know. But we're gonna stand here. You have an idea for another redeem. A line from Blueprints you totally dropped here. Okay, now I can tell you guys about my DVD boxes. Right, okay, alright, I got one more for you. Oh! Okay, this one's pretty good. This one's... Do you know what? Maybe I'll just trim this VOD. And we'll just make this the short. But anyway, right. The Chronicles of Narnia. You'll notice I've already been separating these out. Right, because I'm thinking, like, yeah, let's actually do this. Go on. Why don't I record... I'll record some this Monday or something. Right. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Pretty medium film. has to be said, right? Now we open this up. It's the wardrobe, right? But open up the wardrobe and you have Narnia inside the box. And the DVD is the wardrobe. So cool. Such a nice box. I really like that. That's really good. The content brain. Yeah. It's like, must get engagement. How can I get engagement? How can I finally crack that video that will get shared 10,000 times? Maybe this is it. Maybe it's this one. Oh. You're excited for the new Narnia movie. Sounds like they're adapting The Magician's Nephew for the first time, finally. Did you ever watch the BBC version of the Chronicles of Narnia? Because they did do... BBC, they did The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Prince Caspian, and The Silver Chair. So I think they did like 4 of the books, which is pretty good going. Greta Gerwig is writing, directing them. Oh, you have seen them many times. Oh, very nice. You used to watch the BBC Wardrobe one so much as a kid. Do you know what? I've not seen it in many, many years. I saw it when I was very small. I do still remember thinking that it's like a really bad idea to give like a 5-year-old a knife. But there we go. I was old enough to know that that was odd. Yes. The Magician's Nephew, I believe, is the one that's chronologically set first, but is something like the 5th book. Yeah. I know that there's like been some debate over the years as to what the best order to read the Narnia books is. But my understanding is the general consensus is don't overthink it, read them in the order in which they were released. Because, like, the fact that The Magician's Nephew is chronologically set first does not mean that it's a good first book as, like, the introduction to the series. You know? I've not read them, personally, so I couldn't say. I only know what I read about them. Oh, really? As a kid, you had one book with all of them in, but they were chronological. Wow, interesting. Wasn't The Lamppost a nephew to Tolkien? Yes, I do vaguely recall that, because Tolkien had a thing about something or other. But now, Lewis Carroll... Hang on, wait. Sorry, am I getting my authors wrong? I might be getting my authors the wrong way round. Alice in Wonderland versus the Chronicles of Narnia. One is C.S. Lewis and the other one's Lewis Carroll. I think Lewis Carroll... Yeah, C.S. Lewis is Narnia, thank you. Lewis Carroll is Alice in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. I get those two kind of mixed up because, like, C.S. Lewis, Lewis Carroll, it's kind of... I don't know. Yes, he did have a thing with Tolkien, but he had a thing with someone else as well. Wasn't it like Douglas Adams? Douglas Adams and C.S. Lewis, I think, kind of didn't get on terribly well. Because obviously, I mean, Narnia's like it's a religious allegory, isn't it? Which is fine. I mean, it is what it is, right? But I think Douglas Adams... I don't know. I have a vague recollection of this. I don't want to besmirch either of these authors' names. They were friends in college. Right, okay. The most random... C.S. Lewis was adamant about Lord of the Rings books getting published right. Nice. The one random sort of butterfly effect fact that I know is that Richard Dawkins, the evolutionary biologist, he is married to Lala Ward, who was an actor in Doctor Who. She was one of Tom Baker's assistants, one of the Doctor's assistants in Doctor Who. So, Richard Dawkins and Lala Ward, they're married to each other. They met at Douglas Adams' 40th birthday party. Because Richard Dawkins knew Douglas Adams because, like, they'd studied science together at some point or something. And Douglas Adams knew Tom Baker because Tom Baker was Doctor Who and Douglas Adams was into, like, writing sci-fi and stuff. And so Douglas Adams met Lala Ward through Tom Baker, and Richard Dawkins met Lala Ward through Douglas Adams' birthday party. And then they ended up getting married, which I think is, like, just, like, a really weird kind of, like, how do these two kind of know each other? Do you know? Apparently Tolkien didn't show reciprocation for the Chronicles of Narnia. Too busy teaching. Imagine if that was a fancy dress party. Yeah. I did quite like Tom Baker as Doctor Who, but my interest in Doctor Who is very kind of like... I think Doctor Who has had some really, really great times, but those times feel like a long time ago now, you know? Dark Waiter, good evening to you. Good evening to you. Yeah, like, I really liked... I mean, David Tennant I thought was fantastic, you know? Which is kind of ironic because that was the catchphrase of Christopher Eccleston, of course. But David Tennant I thought was really, really good. And Matt Smith I thought was really good. But by the time Matt Smith's final season or final couple of seasons rolled around, I don't think it was Stephen Moffat anymore that was running the show. Or maybe it was Stephen Moffat very, very close to the end. But like season 6, is it? The first one with Matt Smith, I thought was really excellent. Probably the best single season of Doctor Who that's ever been done, right? The crack in the wall. The problem is, with the whole Silence Will Fall angle and trying to write a multi-season overarching arc, they got themselves into a real problem with not knowing what they were going to do with it. And then it kind of became like, initially it was like, the silence will fall. Okay, someone is trying to destroy the TARDIS. My theory about who would want to destroy the universe was that it was going to turn out to be Omega, right? Who I believe has actually turned up fairly recently in some of the, in a recent year or a recent special or something. My theory was that it was Omega, because the last time we'd seen Omega, back in the 80s or whatever, he'd been trapped in, like, the antimatter universe or something. And so, who would want to destroy the universe? Well, maybe someone made of antimatter would want to destroy the universe, so maybe the person who was responsible for the crack in the wall, destroying the TARDIS, maybe that's someone from, like, the antimatter universe. That would kind of make sense. You know, in a sort of sci-fi way. I thought that season was excellent. Then it turned out The silence will fall. Well, the silence, they're then a bunch of aliens. Okay, that's fine. The silence are aliens, and you need to have like a special like monocle so that you can like remember that you've seen them or something, because they make you forget when you're not looking at them or whatever. Fine. Except then they changed it again, and the silence now aren't aliens. There's some kind of religious organization whose primary goal is to rid the universe of the Doctor. And then you take a step back and you're like, so why were they trying to destroy the universe? Because we live in the universe. That doesn't make any sense. And the whole thing just sort of stopped making sense after a while. And yeah. And I think it was around about the time that I saw Peter Capaldi playing air guitar on top of a tank that I was like, yeah, this has kind of become a little bit lame now. So I'm waiting on it to become good again. But there we go. We're still waiting. Look, we're supposed to rest in the light. We're gonna keep waiting. We're gonna keep waiting. Let's have a look. So you're interested to see what's happening next with Doctor Who based on what just happened. I actually don't know what just happened. Like, when I say that I stopped watching it around the time with Peter Capaldi doing air guitar on a tank, like, genuinely I actually stopped watching it entirely. I know there's been several seasons since then, and several new Doctors, and a few specials as well. But, yeah, no, I just haven't really had the... I mean, when my daughters are a bit older, it's possibly something we'll pick up and watch with them, because it's good kind of family-friendly, slightly scary British sci-fi, so we'll probably start watching it again at some point. But yeah. Now, Star Shadow was an Eccleston and Tennant fan, but never really liked Smith. Interesting. James says Moffat was good at one-off episodes, but he was not so good at overarching narratives. Yeah, like, I mean, it was Moffat who did Blink, one of the all-time best episodes. And considering that, because every season of Doctor Who, from the new ones, one episode every season doesn't have the Doctor in it. And I'm assuming that's some kind of contractual thing about, like, filming schedules or something. So, like, there's always one episode in a season where they're not there. And, which, you know, yeah, sure. In season 1, it was Love and Monsters, which was bad. Oh, it's doing something. We have steps. We got bloody steps. Okay, cool. Let's do it. Yeah, I mean, Blink, yeah, one of the all-time greatest episodes, like all-time greatest episodes. And it's an episode that barely has David Tennant in it. So, yeah. But, but then again, on the other hand, the Weeping Angels also kind of became less scary over time, right? They kind of became a bit overused. It's a little bit like the Daleks, right? The Daleks became a little bit overused, and then they said they were going to, like, rest them for a bit, and then, like... Oh, hang on, I'm doing the thing where I'm in the floor again, aren't I? They said they were going to rest them for a bit, and then... But they can't help themselves bringing the Daleks back, like, once or twice a season. Well, I guess we just press the button, right? Oh, yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. Okay. Yeah, don't worry about it, Epic Fox. You really do have to stand on that button for quite some time. You've really got to have, like, confidence in what what your interpretation of that line is. Here we go. It's the tree. Now this is a lot brighter than when we were looking at it in that balcony over there. Ah. That's some pretty nice music, which is definitely going to get content flagged. Like 100%. Although, if I comment on how nice the music is, technically that counts as commentary or criticism. So yeah, good music. I guess we just press the button. Like, why would we not? Why would we not? Like, something's happening, but it's actually kind of hard to hear what over the music. It sounds like something's going on over there. Well, let's not do a Morty and just leave it on 2 clicks. You gotta give it an odd number of clicks to make sure that you've definitely clicked it on rather than toggled it back off. Yeah, it definitely sounds like something up here is doing something, doesn't it? Oh. Well, that is... Okay. So we can retract that behind us. I guess if we press the button again... That is extending and retracting that walkway, I would presume. Do we need to follow the path of the shell? Like that? Yeah! Okay. Well, this is not where I expected this to take us. This is like that moment in Metal Gear Solid 4 where Colonel Campbell says, "I think you know," on a remote island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago. Hang on, wait a minute. How do you crouch? Oh! Oh, here we go. Up! Oh man, we might actually be too far. We might actually be too far into the bottom. Might be too far into the floor to be able to get out of this. Hang on. Let's see if we can get back into the fireplace. Yep. just about. And if we now go back out... Excellent. Huh. Yeah, something's a little different, right? How odd. I'm trying to remember... Yeah, you pressed or pulled these, didn't you? To open and close the shelves? It's been a long time since we played Myst. But wait a minute. What does Kadish have to do with Myst? What does Kadish have to do with Myst? Myst was written centuries after Kadish lived. So this is fully Yeesha being weird about stuff. Okay. What is Yeesha trying to do here? James says this looks like the smoking room in Ellingby House. I tell you what, it's a lot of redwood for sure. Looks expensive. Looking for switches or something that we can interact with. Right. There's got to be something here. Yeah, I mean, we could go back into the fireplace. That is true. But feels like we just came out of the fireplace. So here's the button. And that lights us back up. Now, you definitely can't hit the button from outside the room. Oh man, what a funny little puzzle. So, going back to the text then. Ah. Yeah, Yeesha just messes with everybody. I mean, we've not seen Yeesha for quite a bit. So, it'd be interesting to meet up with her again, for sure. It's kind of interesting. We can get in line with these pillars here, but there's a bigger guardrail preventing you getting any closer to the bookshelf here, which makes me think that indeed it's something to do with getting the bookshelf to open, because the collider is in a slightly different place. Tell you what this music reminds me of. It reminds me of like the really, really old Magic the Gathering soundtracks. Like, I mean, like Duels of the Planeswalkers 2012, stuff like that. Nope, that's my journal, isn't it? Just wonder if there's something we're supposed to do with our key or something. "2012 was old, James. Over a decade ago." 2012. Like, oh man, yeah. I remember the one that I always think is really funny is, do you remember when Happy came out? The song Happy. And that was around 2013, 2014, so that's over 10 years old now. And I remember at the time when Happy came out, there was all this commentary about how, because of the financial crash in 2008, the music reflects the social zeitgeist at the time. And basically everything that came out from 2008 for the next half decade was really miserable. And then Happy came out in about 2013, 2014, and people at the time, commentators, were saying that this represents like a step change in the social zeitgeist. Yeah, Pharrell Williams. Yeah, that's right. And that this is like a new wave of positive music, which represents, the 2008 recession now being over and people's outlooks being a lot more positive, and everything getting sort of generally a lot better. And that was 2013. It's been a bit of a ride since then, for sure. But yeah. You read a post about Pharrell Williams yesterday. That's interesting. "2012, not even old by MTG standards." 2012 is old by MTG standards. We've been back to Innistrad like 3 times since 2012 or something. They just keep recycling the same stuff over and over again until they decided that they weren't going to do that anymore and just borrow everyone else's intellectual property instead. And yeah, now we've got Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering cards, which, if you like them, that's fine. But nah, that's not so much for me. Magic the Gathering. I've been playing Magic since Mercadian Masks was my first set. And oh yeah, you can't actually see it. Like just up here, I've got my championship playmat on my wall up there. But yeah, for me, Magic the Gathering was always just kind of fairly. I mean, it's sort of fairly interesting. Well, the notion of Planeswalkers is not that far away from like Myst Ages, really. I wonder if there was a certain amount of inspiration taken from Myst, to be honest. But I mean, Magic has always been for me like kind of high fantasy. So you know, it's about high fantasy. It's about giants and minotaurs and you know, and so on and so on. And it was probably around about Kaladesh when they started doing, hey, we're gonna do like vehicles now, and it's like it's still fantasy, but now it's kind of like steampunk techno fantasy, and it's like, okay, I can kind of get on board with that. But that sort of, I think, was really the start of a trend that it was sort of then, how far can we stretch this notion of what a fantasy setting even is, you know? I still like some of the more traditional sets like Innistrads and so on, you know, vampires and werewolves and whatnot. But the stuff which is a lot more kind of like technomancy and whatever is, it's not really the aesthetic that I go for, to be honest. But also, it just kind of became a huge time sink as well. Huge time sink, huge money sink. I played Magic Arena like every day for years, and you know, if you're playing a live service game like that for like a couple of hours a day, that's a huge time sink, actually. So yeah, I'm not really sure what we're doing in here. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not really sure. There's nothing to interact with in here. My best guess is like we Relto out of here, and maybe Yeesha's done something funky with our Relto book. I'm not sure. How old is You Didn't Say Please, the blue spell? I don't know that one offhand. Oh, is that one of the unsets? Is that like unhinged or un whatevers? Could be. One of my friends banned their partner from playing MTG. Said partner now plays Warhammer. Oh man, somehow you made the situation a lot worse. Fake fan, it didn't say please. From what you understand, the real Myst Island was canonically bigger and had more stuff on it. So did Yeesha base the size of this room off how it was in the in-universe Myst video game? Or Spiper going for the deep lore. How many exits does this room have? Says Dark Fae. Oh, didn't say please is from 2019. Oh, is that... Oh, 2019. Is that around about the gingerbread one? They did like a Brothers Grimm set, which was like gingerbread. How many exits do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Which sort of makes sense. This is an octagonal room. Oh, is it related to this? 1, 2, 3. Is it related to this? But we can't rotate this room, right? There is something to interact with. Okay, there is something to interact with. We've just not found it yet. Oh man. Do you remember when we said we were thinking about, like, doing Myst 5 earlier on in this stream? Who was it that had faith in me? Trank, you had faith in me. Thank you for having faith in me. Eight exits. There was a lot of counting things that aren't exits. Okay, well there's one exit. It's the fireplace. And the exit, which is clearly going to be behind the bookshelves, which we can't get to. Or can we? Anything is an exit if you try hard enough. That's the spirit, Star Shadow. What did I pick up? I haven't picked anything up. Oh, clothes. It's this outfit. But I don't think the outfit does anything except give me impeccable drip. So... Is it a brick? Is it a brick? Is it a brick? Is it a brick? It's probably a brick, these psychos. How long has it been? Oh, I have a feeling that I just fell through the floor. Yeah, I'm not sure I can move. Yeah, no, I just fell through the floor. Oh, no. Anything's an exit if you try hard enough. Anything. Thankfully, we did pick up a shell cloth. So, that's handy. And run, and in. Ah. Oh, we got that. Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. How are... You hinted at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is it 7 high? Nah, it's only 6 high. Yeah, okay, fine. So it's 6 high, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 across, is it? It is. Okay, good. We'll be able to do this then. We'll be able to do this. So, I think it's sort of there. And then Knight's moved down. And then from this edge, between these two, we're going to go here. And we're going to go there. Okay. Then let's check this one out next. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is top corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So top corner. Second row, 1 up from the bottom, and then it's third row. I think probably there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, okay. So we've got that one there. And then from this row, we've got you and that one, I think. Yeah, I think that's a 3 space jump there. It's kind of hard to say. Would I crawl into a fireplace looking for a hidden door? I have read Hansel and Gretel enough times to know that you don't crawl into the fireplace at all, looking for a hidden door or otherwise. Welcome though, PJWB. Bing bong here. And then 1 down, 2 across, 2 down. I think it's there, that one. And then the last one we have is here, which is no, we might have already picked that one out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've already picked that one. So let's come back to that in a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably. So we got number 5 there. And then on the 3rd row, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think that one's needed. But then what's 3rd top? Nah, that's probably 2nd top, isn't it? Oh, that's awkward. Because that's not it. That's not it. Okay, hang on. Hoping the rest of the stream is filled with floor made of floor. Okay. Which ones were we most dodgy on? So that one, Knight's moved down there, and then we've got 2nd from the bottom. Like, if I take a screenshot of this now, right, and we're gonna put this here, right? Oh man, that's dark, isn't it? Hang on, I need to move it here so I can actually see it. Move it a bit closer to me. Right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're pretty happy that that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, maybe we just need to... Yeah, maybe we just need to press the button to make it do something. Ah, yeah, okay. Right. We got it right. It's just the button was incorrect. Ooh. Okay. It's Denis. Right?
Words fulfilled. Do you believe? I have taken time. You know his body no longer lies in his vault. I have seen new life, his new life, and I have followed the shell, round and back again. I taught you the same. What will grow? The tree of all things. Who will grow it? The grower. I will grow it. The grower is the one who leads, so you will follow me. Who links at will? The grower.
Oh, we've been sent away.
The grower banishes the darkness and brings light to the cavern. Have you seen the light? To think they believed him. with such... It is I who command light. Light. Rest in the light. Sing in the time of joy. Call in the time of dark. Weep in the time of pride. And take my hand again, young one.
Perhaps the ending.
Conquered. Light to darkness, linking without books. You have done well. You have seen words fulfilled. But still more to be fulfilled. There is a new tree. Do you believe?
Here we go. Perhaps the ending has not been written. And as a reward, we get to be in Denis. Oh, yes! We get Atris's jacket! Ah, I'm down. I'm down for it. That's amazing. Okay. Ooh. Jabtha? I know you cannot hear me, yet I must write to you. In my heart you will hear my voice, the voice of your desert bird. Words await something to me, for me, and of me. Who would believe that the tree would die so that I could grow it again? You always did. You always did. Your desert bird was so much more, and I understand you now. You knew, though I did not. Now I know much. Father, right. I have learned of the death. I am powerful, Father. I have seen new life and brought it forth myself, and I go now to become the grower. If only you could see. Perhaps you do. I am Yeesha. I am the grower. Thank you, Father. Your something is lifted. Burden. Your burden is lifted. Wow. That was appalling to try and read. Words written 3118 and 245 to 55. Yes, let's make a little note of those, and we will go and have a read of those. And that, I presume, is the end of the path of the shell. I doubt there's anything else to be done here. So let's link back then. Oh yes. Oh yes, we'll have time for End of Ages for sure. Okay. 3118. Was this number 3? Yes. 118. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 3. Hang on, wait. We know that there's 125 lines in the book, isn't it? 5, 4, 3, 2. Hang on, wait. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 20, 19, 18. And few will be greater than the grower. And then we need 2, 45, 55. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it starts here, right? So this is 45, and it's 10 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well, 11, but okay, we'll go with this. So, when the tree dies, there will come a new one. A grower to learn of the death, a grower to see new life, a grower to bring the gathered, a grower to restore the least. A grower to move through time, a grower to link at will, a grower to follow the shell, a grower to banish the darkness, a grower to graft the branches, a grower to join the paths. So, Yeesha has become the grower. Yeesha is able to link at will, certainly link without a book. This is very interesting. Well, my friends, that brings us to the end of URU, Path of the Shell. And indeed, it brings us to the end of URU. Wow. What a journey it's been. We've been playing URU for quite some time. But it's definitely been really enjoyable to play through this game with you guys. Next time, we're going to be playing Myst 5, The End of Ages. Is it going to be as finality? Is it going to be as final as the title suggests it will be? I have been keeping reasonably spoiler-free on Myst 5. I do know that Yeesha is involved, and I know that Atris is in it. But I don't know if we are playing the Stranger, and I don't know if we're playing URU Man, or if it's someone else. And I'm not sure of the setting, whether Myst 5 is even set after URU or before. So we're going to find that out. And if you know about Myst 5, then you're not going to find it out. You're just going to watch me find it out instead. But that's been URU. What a journey it's been. If you are watching this on YouTube in the future, do please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time for URU. No, I'm not even going to see you next time for URU. I will see you next time for Myst 5, End of Ages. I'll see you then, YouTube. Have a great evening. Bye for now. Okay. That is going to wrap us up on the stream. So, brief bit of news for all of you who are here live. If you have been here live, thank you very much.